between here and Waloed, but any ship heading north has to round Zemeckis and put through the Narrow. Maintain our current bearing north-northeast, and we'll catch the Black Galleon before she vanishes again.
What's to prevent her from circling around Ash from the south?
With these winds in those waters, it'd taken forever and a fortnight to reach Stonehere.
Mid knows what she's talking about, Clive. Better than any of us lot, anyway. I say we do as she tells.
Sails on the horizon.
She's ours. Look alive, boys! Full ahead! And keep those furnaces fed!
Aye, aye!
Do you feel that, Jill?
All hands! Battle stations! Let's see what this girl can do.
Where one leads, so does the other follow. The bond of consciousness which joins them, condemning both to the same fate. Yet my every attempt to strike it from their hearts serves only to tighten its hold. Fascinating. But then, there is naught my blade cannot sever.
Great Grigor's gosh!
Barnabas.
Hard a port! Heads down, you brutes! And brace for impact!
It's now or never. I'll find her.
Bloody hell! Add a starboard!
Where did you hide her, Barnabas?
fight at last. We're all going to die. I was on the butcher's bill.
I need to hurry.
Him alive!
Hold on. I'm coming. For both of you.
Extra shotguns!
Jill!
You came.
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands! Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
In earnest, then. Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate, however much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no.
Trust me, Jill.
We don't have to do this. Oh, but we do. If only to remind you of your duty.
Too slow.
Defend yourself. In the short time since our last meeting, you have grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you lacking. All this fire and fury, and for what? Stopping the blight. A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man.
How dare you?
You know naught of this world nor of our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods. Raise your guard. Rise, Mythos.
Too slow.
Are you ready? I have seen enough. If reason cannot sway you, there are other means of persuasion that might. You will assume the mantle you've been given. And thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon.
Never.
Clive!
Do you not
cannot see. Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos. You wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation! And abandon everything we hold dear!
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours, and not your gods!
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back! I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice, where it led. We need only wait till dawn. This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
And maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe? But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man. And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for, of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so alone. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all. You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself? I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving, provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Sure. If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive. It is. This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
But I'm not alone. burdens I carry. My sins, my pain, my sorrow. I see now that they are all a part of me. If I am to continue on, having pledged my life to those I love, then I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill, we will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me so much joy.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No. Our paths will cross again soon enough, whether we like it or not. Besides, there is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last Mother Crystal.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea. Waloed won't dare move on Storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
Then let's go home and find one. Ash will have to wait.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherja, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up the hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it.
Let's hope so. I should visit Joshua. Assuming Talia will allow it.
Clive! Quick look.
Nothing like a little unrest.
Let the dame hear you say that.
There were ghosts at the gate. Days ago, and now you'd have a... Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Oh, Clive, my wards and I may soon be without a...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Not that any of those things still exist.
And what does he want with Nor?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which he's already secured the support of the various army rem.
He would rob the populace to pay...
Believe me, I have used...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers...
How? By speaking out against one of them, a man whose stated aim is to revive the... The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philip, given the mood around town.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to Northreach? You have the respect of the soldier, and unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from... Well?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, In the garrison?
Overseeing the...
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison, and I shall see it reap. But tell me, is it wealth that you see?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her which is more than can be said for The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are all soon enough.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, one whose authority is beyond, that is why so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous...
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Welcome. Come back again.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, are we? Going around acting like he owns, and with hardly a word to the...
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I just need his eminence to sod...
I got peppers that numb your tongue up.
All right there.
Just your opinion, I wondered what you thought of the...
Oh, him. Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Or...
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty, we'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt.
You're the one who was talking to...
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but... What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. But that's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire, but with... If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards...
As long as you remain, the Veil will see to your needs.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into... Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sandbreak is back on her feet, we'll all reap the...
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing...
Well, he's made a lot of enemies. I mean, look around us. You can see this. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain.
For you? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of... Do you intend to go along with it?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Were you able to...
I was.
it will certainly help to hold that, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the town. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new...
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and the soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrak, I dare say I too would want nothing. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, protecting North. I honestly don't know when those monsters will but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. And with you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced there's no point following orders if...
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach. We have only to turn our... Thank you, Philippe, for showing...
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, I fear His Eminence...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach, especially with men like I, for my part, shall continue to work, but I suspect I shall have to... Until then, Clive.
Until then?
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and all.
So what do I owe the honor? Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. So, what'll it be? No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. No scratches, right? Should last you a good while. No scratches, right? Should last you a good while. No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. No scratches, right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
The stew. Awfully thin these days.
What do you expect?
covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
Heard the bad news.
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on. If something ain't done soon.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well...
How are you doing? Quick look. Always something in there.
Well, this isn't at all foreboding. So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Would you like to see my wares? Thank you. Go safely now.
Clive!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. Told old Snotty to be ready to see enough for the villagers to barrack.
Well done.
Welcome back. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most infamous outlaw? Keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoltan, how long's it been? Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
That your idea of an apology? Prick.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best. For the village and that.
I did, yeah. But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is safe.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
Yeah. So have I.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck my nose in. We're short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off. You,
We can't afford to waste any...
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts, though. Don't want any nasty... Oh, and Blackthorn. You and Zoltan might be better off staying inside the...
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more coming up from the mines.
What was I saying about nasty surprises?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons handy.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts can do to armor. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped to face what's coming.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. I promise. Take good care of Dravost till I get back.
Leave it to me. And give those things...
All right. Which one of you's first? Is that it? Apparently not. You're not getting past me. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece! As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it. Well, almost.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got the buck.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we can think about them later.
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters night, but mostly...
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and...
All right. Then we'll...
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravoj needed you. So... thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept...
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... our work used to be the pride of... Now, we churn out the same... It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And there's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the...
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
Blackthorn. The Master Smith turned outlaw, back in my good graces. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't...
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid.
And this is?
A token of a... but... designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for generations.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a... I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned up, but the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravoj in the first place? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand to it between the two of us. I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman ever to have graced a forge.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway, would you?
He's more than well, as long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tools. We've got a legend to...
We were just about to make a start on that sword.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort, led...
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
To the bellows it is then.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest?
This? It'll take more than that to earn us our place in it, but we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on their way!
The stew's
Don't tell
awfully
me we've run
thin
out of
these
papio
days.
nuts and all.
Oh, what do you expect? Farmers are abandoning their fields and traders their roots. Most of what we have now comes from here in the Hideaway.
Trouble with your gear, or something for you, dear? Anything else? What do I owe the honor? I never thought me and Zoltan would, and if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. And if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. You've been a good friend to me, Clive. The best. I'll keep the forge up.
Come back.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? All yours. Come again. I may have more for you.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still...
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like...
You underestimate...
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man... I'm sorry, brother. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. Perhaps... Perhaps the prince feels...
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Phoenix. It would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take...
Of course.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back?
Dunno, about the same amount of time. Maybe less, if your uncle can find... All depends on where we're putting into port.
Yes. It's not as if we can... We have to assume that the whole of Ash is...
Then we must find a place they won't think to look.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you...
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brain.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness.
I do.